Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Sourdough, and welcome back to another pregame stream. And man, I am so hyped for this. I've been waiting for so long for this day. Ever since it got flexed, I've been waiting for so long. Before I get into the stream, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Stone Cold Kittle. I post a lot of Niners stuff, a lot of Warriors stuff, a lot of Ace stuff, and just NFL, basketball, sometimes a little bit baseball in general. So make sure to follow me there. And if you have any questions while watching the stream, make sure to leave it in the chat right there. Anyways, let's just get right into it. Week 12, we're playing the Packers on Sunday Night Football. I've been waiting for a Sunday night game for so long, man. I mean, everything, like the intros, player intros are my favorite part, honestly, and I can't wait to see what Kittle is because I know that's going to be awesome. And, man, I'm just hyped for the game in general. This is a huge game for us. Not as big as the Seattle game, in my opinion, but still, this is a huge game for us. And we definitely need to win this game. Our next three games, I mean, are so hard, our next three games. And out of all of them, I say this one is the easiest. I don't want to face Baltimore. They're red hot right now. And I for sure do not want to face – New Orleans has been kind of iffy. I feel like we can win that game. I'll get into more of that later, but I don't really want to – it's always hard going into the Superdome, especially when you're playing a really good Saints team. Let's just get right into it. I kind of want to get back down and watch the TV, but I'm not going to rush it for you guys. So let's just get right into it. So, by the way, I also think this is going to be a bloodbath of a game. I'll get more into it later, but this is for sure going to be a very close game between the two teams. Let's just get into the keys of the game. So for the Niners, I think our offensive key is just like catch the ball. Obviously, we have been doing a horrible job at that, and utilizing the run game. I feel like we need to do that more. I know Breida's out tonight, so we're gonna have to rely on Coleman and Wilson pretty heavily tonight, and Mostert a little bit. Obviously, Coleman's going to get most of them. They were talking about that on Football Night in America on the TV. I think I think Coleman's going to be used pretty heavily tonight. And I think one of the reasons for that is I would much rather go against the Packers front seven than their secondary. I know they have a pretty solid defense all around, but I think the Packers secondary is way better than not way better, but they are better than the Packers front line. On defense, it's just pressure. I mean, that's all you need to do. We just need to keep pressuring Rodgers all night. I'm just saying this because there are so many players on the top, like whether Aaron Jones, Devontae, Rodgers is obviously an amazing passer. They don't have the best receiver core. They have a better running back core, but still, I mean, Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams are two threats that you need to worry about all the time. Key players for the Niners. Kittle is back tonight. That is a huge loss. I think those 2 games without him proved how valuable he is to us, how he is the best tight end in the league. So that is a huge game for us. It was a broken ankle. So he played that the first Arizona game, with like most of it with a broken ankle, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, he's back tonight, made a really speedy recovery. We got to be very fortunate for that. Another player to watch out for on us, Tevin Coleman. Obviously, I said we're going to be relying on him a lot, and obviously he's the number one option. So if we want to run the ball, we're going to have to do that, use him a lot. On the defensive side, Richard Sherman, he's going to be locking up Adams, I'm assuming, tonight. So we need him to bring his A game because that's really, in my opinion, that's their only threat. I think without Devontae Adams, Packers have a horrible receiving core, in my opinion. Like they're going to you can just look at the stats. They relied on Aaron Jones so much those games, and their receivers weren't even that good. But Sherman's going to be locking up Adams tonight, hopefully. Knock on wood, knock on wood. And then on the other player is, obviously I say the D-line every week, but this week I have a specific player. That's DJ Jones. He was out last game. He is also making a return today, so I'm looking forward to that. Last time he just mauled Russell Wilson and pancaked that guy. Hopefully he can do the same thing tonight. So him, and then Nick Bosa, if he can have a huge game, we're going to win. I'll get into that more later. But Nick Bosa, I'm going to put as like last-minute key player. And I'll get into more of that later. So for Green Bay, let's get into their keys of the game. So on offense, I think they got to utilize their pass game more. When you're going against the Niners, the run game the last few teams have been doing pretty well against us in the run game. But, it's obviously a bit more I don't want to say risky, but I feel like most of the touchdown, I think we've only had like 2 rushing touchdowns all year, which is kind of crazy. So like 2 or 3 or 4, I don't know the exact number. But yeah, I'd much rather have. I mean, I think if you're Green Bay, you'd much rather pass the ball, go against a slightly weaker secondary than the front line. Another key is to stop the pressure. As I said, the Niners' defensive key is just going to be only pressure, and they need to make sure to stop that. Nothing more needs to be said about that. On defense, I think if they got to make the Niners throw, I mean, our catching has not been good. Jimmy G, I mean, he's probably going to throw a pick today, per usual. My over under is that it's going to be second quarter over under. You can write down in the comments below or whatever on the side. But anyways, yeah, if we make them throw, if they make us throw, then they're gonna win the game probably because, well, not necessarily, but it will definitely decrease our odds of winning. And key players for them, this is why I say Bosa is the key player for us. Like, he's gonna be providing the main pressure. So I'm saying that David Bakhtiari is a key player because he's going to be up against him all night. Probably one of the best tackles in the league, and if not the best tackle. So if he can stop Bosa, they will probably – well, I wouldn't say they'd probably win, but if he can stop Bosa and hold him to nothing, then that's a huge, huge game for them. If he can't, then game over. Another player, Devontae Adams, I think he's – as I said earlier, Packers without Devontae are not that good. So yeah, I mean, they're going to be relying on him a lot tonight. I think that's pretty straightforward why he's a key player, number one option. And then on the defensive side, I couldn't really figure out a specific player, but I feel like their linebacker core is going to be huge because whether or not the Niners are running the ball, as I said, was their offensive key and the Packers are trying to make them pass, they're going to be all over the place tonight. They're either going to be stopping the run, stopping the passing game. We know Jimmy G has, I think last game he threw it past the Sanders and linebacker was just right there, came out of nowhere, picked it off, ran like 50 yards. So if the linebackers can step up, that's going to be huge, huge, huge for Green Bay. All right. I went through this pretty faster than usual, but let's just get into the score and end this. So we can all watch the game, see the intro, see everything that I've been waiting for. All right. So as I said earlier, it's going to be a bloodbath of a game, and I had the Packers winning until Kittle was ruled active. So now I have the Niners winning 28-27. It's going to be a very close game. It could really go either way. It's going to be such a hard game. We need our receivers to step up tonight. If they're going to stop the run game, we need our receivers to step up tonight desperately. We know Debo did last game. Sanders was okay, I think, last game. He had a few catches, but still he got hurt a little. I think he got a little hurt, a little banged up. Him, Debo, and Kittle were all questionable coming into this game. We got to be so lucky that we got all three. I mean, that is such a huge game. If it weren't for them, we'd for sure lose tonight. Let's get to it. I mean, I am so hyped for this. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the game. Go Niners. Let's get it.